All right, day 61, still here. This is going to be a weird one. No matter which way we cut it. Uh, I just had a conversation with South Park Commons representatives, and it went pretty well. But I've never done anything like that, so I don't know if it went. I don't know where it goes in the spectrum. But one thing I definitely missed out on is I didn't have a quick answer for, like, can you show me a demo right now? Which is probably bodes poorly. But I told him I'd send a demo, and I don't exactly know how to do this efficiently. I tried recording stuff in Descript, and that I just keep like stopping and restarting. So I think I'm going to try to live stream something of a demo and then piece it together as um, a video using Descript, probably using this screen right here. I think this should work. Mm, 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 mm. And we'll just see if it works. Um, Also, my family's going to get back home here in a second. I'm working this afternoon, but father-in-law has gone to the doctor and he's going to come back with some really good news or some really bad news, and we don't know which yet. So it's one of those visits. So yeah, like I said, it's always different, isn't it? All right. So I'm going to start putting stuff together. That one makes a lot of sense. You go away. I'm frustrated with you today. How do I tell what that? Okay, I guess you guys can't hear it because I'm not recording it. There's a sound that keeps playing, and I no longer can tell who's playing sounds. Hmm. You didn't have answers. That was false. Me, 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 me. kind of cool. I can have my notes on the left side of my screen, which are invisible to you. My face visible to the camera, and websites on the right. I guess that's cool. Do like this. Now, you're just one side. That doesn't do anything. If you go to github.com and click this little icon right here, you'll find GitHub Copilot, which I helped build while I was employed at GitHub. And it's a really great assistant experience for asking questions about your projects and your code base and the issues. But it could be so much more because with this, you don't have the opportunity to include your own context, the things that you're working on right now, and you don't have the ability to have your agents, your own assistants, tools used in the context of this website. They are apart. And we're seeing this pattern crop up everywhere. Cloudflare has their own assistant. Alexa now has their own assistant. Uh, Google Cloud has their own assistant. Walmart, eBay, all sorts of companies have their own assistants. But they're not going to be good enough. In 5 years, we're going to see a very, very different interaction for all of technology. It's going to be more of a participatory. It's going to be more of a participatory interaction where the agent and the human user, where the agent and the user are working together on the same surface. And it's not going to be just any agent, it's going to be your agent. That's why I'm championing the concept of bring your own agent. Here's what I mean. Mm-hmm. Meet Rook, my personal AI assistant. On the surface, it might look like a pretty normal assistant. You have a home screen with a set of you have a home screen with a list of the sessions that you've been working on. But dig a little bit deeper and you see that you can use any assistant with this through the agent client protocol. For me, I connect it to Pi. I like that assistant, but it would work with Claude or Codex or anything that uses agent client protocol. Let's jump into a session. Sessions also look pretty normal at first. You can send messages, get messages back, use tools, do all these things like you'd usually do. But environments is where things get interesting because it can see the things that I'm working on and I can jump into and start using these environments. For example, I'm interested in setting up a Cloudflare tunnel. So right now I select that environment, but as the agent matures, it's going to be able to look around itself and pick the environments that it thinks are going to be helpful to you. Now, by virtue of entering this environment, it has gained the powers of that environment. It can see the different capabilities that are available with Cloudflare. But this is all pretty superficial because you can't really see the agent working with you inside the web application itself. It becomes more interesting when we get to it becomes more interesting when we get to It becomes more interesting when we get to the websites and applications that are anticipating this interactive participatory behavior on the part of your assistant. I think my family's home. Hmm. Things get more interesting when we create. Things get more interesting when we introduce. Oh, I need to check on something. Hello. Things get more introduced. Things get more interesting when we introduce applications or websites that are taking advantage of this participatory nature of the agents. For example, let's create a new session to work on the Rook backlog. For instance, let's create a new session to take a look at the Rook Kanban board. Now, this agent works like any agent that you'd expect. You can give it messages and it'll give you messages back. But where things get interesting is looking at the environments because the agent is aware of the world around it. It understands that it is connected to Obsidian. It understands that there is a Kanban board and it knows that Rook is the Obsidian that I'm looking at right now. And if in the future, Rook itself will make the decisions about which environments it will join, but you'll also be able to elect into them just like this. So let's give Rook a message. Can you find the to-do item for building a website for Rook and pull that into progress for me? All right. So it actually found where this card was inside the backlog and pulled it into progress. And that's what I want to do with Rook in the future. I want to make it so that any surface that you go onto, on any website, on any application, you should be able to see what the agent is looking at. The agent should see what you're looking at. If you highlight something and say, what is this? It needs to have the environmental awareness. It needs to have the environment awareness to know what you're talking about. And if it does anything, you're not blind to it. You guys are working together on a thing. Or here's another example. This is a slide building application that is able to work with your agent. For example, if I join the environment associated with it, Presentation Workbench, I can go to any of these slides and click on anything and make a comment. Let's turn all of this text into red text throughout the slide deck. Now, behind the scenes, what I'm also doing for now is the annotations go to this box and I paste it to the agent, which is cutting the corners a little bit. But soon to do is to get this text injected into the context of the agent. Yeah, submit to agent, but actually I'm going to do it automatically pick it up. Now, truth be told, I'm cutting corners here a little bit. The application isn't directly connected because I still have to paste a piece of information into my agent to tell it which div I'm looking at. But soon the agent will have full visibility into. But soon the agent will have full visibility into like the things that the user is clicking on, etc. The hell you did. Oh well, that's not working, so oh well. Yeah. Hmm. Little lesson learned in there. Little lesson learned in here. I this exists as a skill somewhere that would make it just work, but instead it's not working. So oh, I know what that sound is. No, it might. Is this someone from YouTube trying to contact me? That has happened before. Has happened before. Nope, it's not that. Hmm. Back to my notes. I'll just keep going. So everything so far is about technology environments, websites, native apps, mobile apps. So everything so far So everything so far is about technology environments, websites, applications, but things get really interesting when we realize that the locations around us and the events around us are more environments that our agents should have access to and should help assist us in navigating. For example, I went to a castle pulling today at Hirosaki Jo Koen. What is happening today at my current location? Oh, huh. They're literally pulling the Hirosaki castle back. What happened to it? Oh, I see. After the wall became unstable, they had to move it away from the wall, fix the wall, and now they're pulling it back. Okay. But you could think of other location related applications for this. Like when I go to a hardware store, I want to know exactly where the wrench is that I need to stick around my like toilet pipe thing if it's leaking. And I don't want to have to bother people and look for it myself. My agent, my assistant should know my context and know exactly where to go in that store to get the item that I need without me having to ask anybody. when I go home. It should know the items in my refrigerator. It should know when to reorder items. It should know what temperature I like the room to be at different times of day. It should know how to open and close my it should know how to open and close my garage door, and it should know how to show me my Ring camera on my front doorbell. So there's actually three main components to what I'm building. The environment aware So there's actually three components to what I'm building. The environment aware AI assistant that I've showed you today, but also behind the scenes, this environment repository that is collecting all of the capabilities for websites and applications and real life and events eventually. And finally, there is the other side of that market, all the companies that need to convert to AI assistant capable applications and environments. Now, of these three, even though my focus has been on demonstrating the power of personal assistance, even though my focus has been on the demonstration of bring your own agent and the power of personal assistants that are environment aware, the other side might be more juicy right now because in 5 years, somebody is going to win this game, and every company in the world is going to have to retrofit, refit, update, and every company in the world is going to have to figure out how to make their online asset. And every company in the world is going to have to figure out how to make their online assets capable of integrating with everyone's personal assistants. So there's a lot of stuff to build, but it's a really good time. And closing lines are not my forte. So there's a lot of stuff to build, and I guess I better get busy. Follow me along on LinkedIn, where I'll be posting a bunch of these little demos, on GitHub, or actually watch me on YouTube stream stuff like this live. I don't know what you think. So apparently my family had not come back. All right, watch me be disappointed. I'm streaming and recording directly to YouTube but have had notoriously bad Wi-Fi. So I also recorded here. But did I actually record? That's not today's date. No. I can't remember if maybe I just quit recording. This is me. We're good. Why don't people tell me I look like that? Together on the same surface. And it's not going to be just any agent, it's going to be your agent. That's why I'm championing the concept. It's championing, by the way, John. I got to pull the freaking castle this morning, by the way. Man, that was a treat. Hmm. All right, I don't like any of this bullcrap, so let's just go back to home. The script is pretty slick because it's already got images and stuff. I didn't have to like upload all the. No, I didn't have to wait for the whole thing to upload before it started streaming images. No, no. Mm. Mm. No matter which way we cut it, uh, I just had a conversation with South Park Commons representatives, and it went pretty well. But I've never done anything like that, so I don't know if it went. I don't know where it goes in the spectrum. But one thing I definitely missed out on is I didn't have a quick answer for, like, can you show me a demo right now? Which is probably bodes poorly. But I told him I'd send a demo, and I don't exactly know how to do this efficiently. I tried recording stuff in Descript, and that I just keep like stopping and restarting. So I think I'm going to try to live stream something of a demo and then piece it together as um, a video using Descript, probably using this screen right here. I think this should work. Mm, 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 mm. And we'll just see if it works. Um, Also, my family's going to get back home here in a second. I'm working this afternoon, but father-in-law has gone to the doctor and he's going to come back with some really good news or some really bad news, and we don't know which yet. So it's one of those visits. So yeah, like I said, it's always different, isn't it? All right. So I'm going to start putting stuff together. Oh yeah, gotta get some more videos. That one makes a lot of sense. You go away. I'm frustrated today. Come on, keep clicking. Keep making that sound. Do it. I need to find who you are. How do I tell what that? Okay, I guess you guys can't hear it because I'm not recording it. Yeah. There's a sound that keeps playing, and I no longer can tell who's playing sounds. Hmm. It didn't have answers. It was false. Me, 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 me. Or hmm. Okay, screw it. I'll do it this way. I don't know why it's not working. There we go. I'm not sure if I want to do that. All right. This is close enough. Yep. Good enough.
What is happening here today? 先ほどしか、やっぱりもう皆様、準備 OK じゃないです
What
か。
the heck is happening here
足
today?
の開き方が違います。もう本当に戦うぞという感覚
What's
が。
happening here today?
2はおよそ400トンの選手です。それでは皆様、いいですか？砂を皆さん持ちましたか？はい。ちょっとね、暑さも出てきましたけれども、暑さにも負けずいきましょう。それでは、1回目いきますよ。お願いします。
What's happening here today?
選手は引っ張り返してはおりません
What on
が、
earth is? All right. Folks coming back home, so I better go.